It's usually a pound a day when you go back as far as gaining weight. But yeah, so I came out here, got into real estate probably at the worst possible time anyone could get into real estate sales, so to late 2010.
Yep.
But I think that's what kind of made me into a stronger agent and a little bit more resilient for market changes. Is just seeing, what the worst could possibly be and making it happen at those particular times.
Well, look at that. I mean, 15 years later and you're killing it, but you're
Yeah.
100% right, because guess what? You get into it when times are good. That's
Yeah.
like saying, I'm a great mortgage guy because I got in it when the interest rates were 3%.
Yeah.
That's the lowest hanging fruit. I mean, I've
Yeah.
been a hunter since 1998. Okay. And so when you got into it, it was like the worst of the worst, and you didn't have these big accounts with the banks to do the short sales and the REOs and everything. You had to grind it out. You had to start hunting. And, but that's also what you kind of had to do in Wall Street, because Wall Street is not, lollipops and sunshine. It's a dog-eat-dog world. So you had the training, you had the way you were raised. Like you said, Gordon Gekko, since you were 5, 6, 7 years old, and you came out here and you said, you know what? I'm going to hunt and I'm going to start kicking ass and taking names. And here you are 15 years later.
Yeah, most definitely. And grind is the perfect word
Yep.
for what it was back in 2010, probably through the next 2 or 3 years
Mhm.
after that particular time. So I learned the basics and everything like that. And even back to the Gordon Gekko comments of what I wanted to be. If you're familiar with the movie, I actually,
Yes.
through my Wall Street years, I kind of gravitated towards the Bud Fox role. Where I just kind of saw it, maybe it wasn't for me and what I wanted to do. It wasn't all those, the glamour and all that kind of things that it turned out or that I thought it would be.
Mm-hmm.
So getting into real estate was definitely a big shift, especially not having that steady paycheck, health insurance, that kind of support that you would typically have with a normal job.
And then you got to be a self-starter, because I mean,
Yeah.
in Wall Street, I mean, like I said, I have a friend who was a commercial or investment banker, and like he said, there was days he slept in his office.
Yeah.
Okay, and so you were there 5, 6 o'clock in the morning. You don't leave till 2 o'clock in the morning. You come out here to Vegas, the glitz and the glamour, the sun, the showgirls and everything,
Yeah.
right? And you got to be a self-motivator during a time when the economic collapse happened. Real estate was extremely down. And how did you do it?
Yeah, so I just, the basics. So I found a niche that worked for me as far as generating leads and clientele. I watched what other people did and the people that did things well, and I asked them questions and allowed me to shadow them. And I was thankful that I had 2 or 3 people that allowed me to kind of do that and give me that little boost that I needed.
I love it.
To go from there. And, and a little bit of it is luck, especially when it comes to sales, especially in the
Of course.
beginning. So I do consider myself a little bit lucky, but it's really just hard work. And it's, I probably work more hours now than I did when I worked on Wall Street in that case. So, but yeah.